Hello, welcome back to another episode of Bastions and Basilisks, Monsters Edition. This time we're talking about the Last Guard. Honor and broken oaths bind a Last Guard to a location they failed to defend in life. There they must keep watch until their duties are fulfilled or they are swayed by a compelling call to war, departing to march to battle. Armies of Legend. Last Guards are formed under very specific and tragic circumstances. While this last guard is composed of elves armed with curved blades who failed to defend an elven settlement, last guards can arise from any culture. They most commonly form from the spirits of dwarves, elves, humans, and orcs. Okay. Last guard. Holy crap. Last guard. Creature 20. Maybe it's because they're like a... they're troop, that's why. Okay. Uncommon, lawful neutral, gargantuan, incorporeal, spirit, troop, undead. Perception plus 33, dark vision, life sense 60 feet, languages common, elven, necro, but like it said, it could be orc, dwarf, it could be anything, so you would substitute their native language. Skills, acrobatics plus 38, stealth plus 38, warfare plus 35. How do you stealthily move a troop? Strength, I guess they're incorporeal, so they just go into the earth and go, surprise! Oh, is this is supposed to, I assume this is based on Aragorn's Legion in Lord of the Rings. Sorry, warfare lore plus 35, strength minus 5, dexterity plus 10, constitution plus 10, intelligence plus 7, wisdom plus 7, charisma plus 6. Battlefield bound. Without a call to war, a last guard can stray only a short distance from the location they failed to defend, typically 120 feet. Some last guards are instead bound to a province, kingdom, or nation rather than a specific location. AC 45, fortitude plus 34, reflex plus 36, willpower plus 31, hit points 330, negative healing, rejuvenation. Thresholds 220, 12 squares, 110, 8 squares. I don't know what those mean. Immunities, death effects, disease, paralyzed, poison, precision, unconscious. That's because some of those are because they're undead and the other are because they're incorporeal. Weakness, area damage 20, splash damage 10. Resistances, all damage except force, ghost touch, or positive, double resistance versus non-magical. Rejuvenation, divine necromancy. When a last guard is destroyed, they reform after 2d4 days within the location they're bound to, fully healed. A last guard can be permanently destroyed and move on to the afterlife only if they successfully defend the location they're bound to from large-scale attack or they fulfill a call to war. Troop defenses, page 214. We're going to 214. Again. We're not. Troop defenses. Oh, geez, that's a whole thing. Troops are composed of many individuals, and over the course of enough attacks and downed comrades, troops sink in size. Most troops start with 16 squares, 4x4, and their hit points have two listed thresholds. Typically, the first is at 2/3 their maximum hit points, and the second is 1/3 their maximum hit points. Once a troop drops below the first threshold, it loses 4 squares, leaving 12 troops remaining, and the first threshold becomes the troop's new maximum hit points. Once the troop falls below the second threshold, it loses another 4 squares, leaving 8 squares remaining, and the second threshold becomes the troop's new maximum hit points. In order to restore its size and maximum hit points, a troop needs to spend downtime to use long-term treatment on casualties or recruit new members to replace the fallen. At 0 hit points, the troop is reduced down to 4 squares, which is too few to sustain the troop, so it disperses entirely, with the few remaining members surrendering, fleeing, or easily dispatched depending on their nature. Okay. There's a whole bunch more, but that's the gist of it. So that's what the threshold stuff is. That's cool. Speed 40, fly 40 feet, troop movement. Form up, 1 action. The troop chooses one of the squares it currently occupies and redistributes its squares to any configuration in which all squares are contiguous and within 15 feet of the chosen square. The troop can't share its space with other creatures. Frightful battle cry, 2 actions. Auditory, divine, emotion, enchantment, fear, mental, sonic. The last guards unleash a soul-shaking bellow in unison, All creatures in a 60-foot cone take 76 sonic damage, DC 42 basic will save. Any creature that fails its save is also frightened 3 or frightened 4 on a critical failure. If the troop occupies 8 or fewer squares, the area decreases to a 30-foot cone. I like that. That is scaling. The damage is pitiful, but I like that it's scaling. The cone is scaling. Ghostly Blades, 1 action to 3 actions. Frequency once per round. Effect: the last guards engage in a coordinated attack with their spectral curved blades against each enemy within 5 feet. DC 40 basic reflex save. The damage depends on the number of actions. 1 action is 1d8 plus 2 slashing and 1d8 negative. 2 actions is 2d8 plus 14 slashing and 2d8 negative. 3 actions is 3d8 plus 14 slashing and 3d8 negative. And that's against every enemy. That's interesting. Spectral Charge, 3 actions. The last guards charge, swarming through their foes. The troop flies up to double its speed, dealing 4d8 negative damage to each creature whose space it moves through. DC 40 basic reflex save. Any creature that fails its save is also drained 1 or drained 2 on a critical failure. The troop can affect each creature only once in a single use of Spectral Charge. So because of how big it is, it's not each square moving through an enemy. It's, once the troop itself has moved through. So once the first square has gone through somebody, that's it. Troop movement. Whenever the troop strides, they first form up as a free action to condense into a 20 by 20 foot area, minus any missing squares, then move up to their speed. This works just like gargantuan creature moving. Oh, that is 100%. This is 100% based on Aragorn and Lord of the Rings, and I approve it. I'm here for it. I love it because it's fun. You can do, and they're lawful neutral. Although it could be, I don't know if they're lawful neutral because they're supposed to be elves or not. But I feel like there's a lot more you could do. Different races or ancestries. It'd be funny if it's like kobolds or goblins or something. Or some ragtag group. Like the Resistance, for Star Wars, where it's just a bunch of different species. Anyway, thanks for watching.